Greetings, fellow legends. Tonight I have for you another view of endless space. I noticed that the last one kind of went on for a while. I wanted to try to do something that was a little faster. So I started up my own game, and I've got myself started out. It's only turned 25, not too far in. So first up, I want to show planetary star systems. So as I mentioned, all of these are population indicators. You also have up here your total star systems bonuses. Right now, pretty much all my bonuses are coming from here. And you notice that, for example, I have 35 food but 29 up here. Well, 10 of it's being consumed by population. So, there's more up here sometimes than there is down here, and vice versa. As far as dust goes, dust is your money. Building improvements will drain that and be a continuous drain on those resources. It can take a little bit to sort of get going with that, and it's actually not too unusual to have a number of star systems that just produce negative dust every turn. You have up here the birth rate, as well as the growth, growth in 2 turns, which means in 2 turns I'm going to have a bonus here. It shows that there's a positive birth rate right now. That's what that green arrow means. You also have approval. Approval is absolutely vital in this game. You lose approval through overpopulation, meaning too many people. If you have a lot of planets colonized, especially out in the rest of the star system, that can be a big detractor because it gets multiplied by your difficulty, and it can make people really unhappy. And there are buildings that you can build. And notice that everything has these little colored triangles on them. Orange is industry, yellow is money, pink up here, that's for approval rating, and the blue is for science. There's also a couple of other color codes, but I won't get into those just yet. Now note that you can also see that I have some strategic resources here. And I see that they have finally updated the game a little bit to change how this works. So you have, the basic bonus, but if you have 4 of a given resource, you now have abundance, which means that it might cost minus 30 to, on a ship that requires titanium. Not every resource has a abundance benefit, but a number of them do. And you can see down here that here's a strategic resource. Those are all purple, but this is a luxury resource, which are all white. Now it's grayed out here not because I can't colonize the star system, but because I haven't researched the technology to take advantage of this yet. As far as I know, no planet actually has, absolutely nothing available on it. It turns out that as strategic resources are discovered, they tend to fill in these blanks here. And I made it to a pretty late point in the game, and I found that pretty much every single planet seemed to have some sort of strategic resource on it. And it only had 1 left to discover, and there was 1 planet that had nothing. So I tended to think that that was going to have, another resource. So you have to be a little precise about clicking on exploration and getting things to go where you want them to go. But again, there's all these indicators above star systems about exactly what's in here. And unfortunately, you can't just mouse over them right now to see at a glance, exactly what it is they do. You'll have to zoom in. When choosing star systems, what you're mostly going to be looking for is a place that has the most planets. You want to be able to fill all these up because as long as there's a population on it, all of these benefits up here are going to be added. And anything that you build in a star system affects every single planet in here. Now, as it stands right now, this game is made by some folks from France, and their English is not 100%. Mostly they're getting a little caught on prepositions. And what I mean is it says +2 food per population on Terran. Now, I'm unclear if they mean on a Terran planet or on this Terran planet. Meaning, it says +2 per population on planet. Does that mean, does that mean +2 on every single, per population for every single one of these? Or only on the planet where the exploit is being built? And I think it means only on the planet the exploit is being built. So that said, you just want to try to have as many different types of planetary systems because the exploitation that you can get for each and every single one of them is going to make a bigger and bigger and bigger boost across a number of different things and add to a much better rounded system overall. Now in star systems, you can have heroes. Heroes you can purchase. You have to pay some upfront money, and then they require an upkeep. They have, benefits that you can put points into, and every time they level up, you will get the ability to spend one hero point and pick up whatever ability you want. And as you pick these up, and they develop further, new specializations will appear. So if I get more director, which adds 3 to labor, which provides a bonus to food and industry, eventually I can get a plus 20 bonus to all industry produced in the star system after Director 3. So you can see all of these benefits that he provides. Heroes can be assigned to star systems or fleets, which is where offense and defense come in. Melee is more for defending. So everything on the left here, planets. Everything on the right, starships. So here's Andromeda, way the hell out here. This has a lot of planets in it, and they don't all have positive effects. But some of them do. And, actually, look, you can see electromagnetic storms over the Cerid planet from the planet Anomaly. You can even see a cloud of debris orbiting this planet because of its anomaly. And you can see the red star way over there in the background. But anyways, I'm going to be colonizing here, because once I can do so... What is that? Oh, that must be the ruins. Anyways, once I can colonize this planet, I'll be able to click on another planet and colonize that one. So, to illustrate this, I actually have another star system over here. I started by colonizing this large jungle, and then, actually, I may be missing the technology, but eventually you'll be able to click here and colonize the star system as long as you've discovered the technology to colonize it. Obviously, you can't just land on a lava planet. You're going to have something to back that up. But I took one population, and once you have 2 populations, you can colonize a planet within a star system from a home base. So you don't have to build colony ships over and over and over again just to get new star systems. So for now, I'll have the chart real quick. These lines here are star lanes or something to that effect. They're basically lanes along which you travel. And if I want to get from here to here, either I'll have to go here to here or here to here. Later in the game, you'll discover technology that allow... Ooh. I discovered alien civilization. Maybe I discovered... There's content, the pilgrims. Anyways, where's I going with all this? Ooh, pilgrim fleet. Anyways, so now that I've got all that stuff taken care of, I can... There's lots of other planets to colonize, trying to make sure I've covered everything. Oh, briefly. Here is the entire tech tree, split off into 4 different branches. Military, diplomacy and trading, exploration and expansion, and applied sciences. Applied sciences tends to have new resources available. They have a lot of planetary improvements around industry and science. Exploration tends to give you faster ships because you get better drive, and it also gives you the ability to colonize new different types of worlds, and then later on to even transform other planets into a world of your choice. Up here, all of the diplomacy and trading stuff, yes, there's diplomacy and trading, but this section tends to focus more on fleet management in terms of the overall caps on points for your fleet. It lets you get food, some industry, some money, and it also allows for some morale improvements as well. And then up here it has a couple other ways that it branches off and does neat stuff. And then for the military section, here's where you're going to find pretty much all your weapons. So they just increasingly go out, become more and more and more powerful. you can queue research, and this one with the green rings is something that is first in the queue, and then 2, 3, 4. So you can set that queue for as long as you want. And so let's research. So I'm going to move over and do a quick load for, put it, for a battle. So I can show you guys that as well. Okay, so pirates are about to invade the star system. They're pretty powerful. I have some protectors, some really weak ships that I can use to defend it for now. Actually, I can purchase another one. Actually, I just made them. It's long to wear. Alright, so now I'm going to have 3 ships here. Use them together to create a fleet. I only have 210 military power versus their 585. But I'm actually going to fight this, probably not very successfully. See what I can pull off. So I have 3 protectors versus their 3 pirate system ships. So these are my ships. They are in here, and I get to choose a number of different possibilities. So the first thing that I'm going to try to go for is sabotage. I'm going to try to let me just select these real quick, and I can talk about them. So we choose these cards for each phase. You can see down here which phase we're currently in and what kind of effect it's having. So we have our hit points here, their hit points here. They got a minus. I countered their cards. They don't get the effect of their card, but I get the effect of mine, and it's doubled. So instead of a 30% or 15% chance to miss, it's a 30% chance. So they've used adaptive strategy, and I've used defense to try to block a lot of their incoming attacks in the hopes of outlasting them a little bit. As you can see, it's really not working out so well for me, as I was kind of expecting. So I think I've just lost 2 ships. And we are just about to go into melee range, which is where they're really going to excel. The kinetics and the bullets that they're shooting are really effective at that range. I was hoping that I would be able to repair up a bit and gain some hit points back, but they made their weapons much stronger. So you can also get all of this information afterwards about kinetic efficiency, deflector efficiency, the attacker's strength versus your own strength. And so that's a brief example of battle. As far as technology goes, within the applied sciences tree, I was able to discover like camouflage. I believe there's some other battle tactics. Maybe all the battle tactics are technology based. Energy absorption. Yeah, a lot of these are based on technology. Anyway, so you get all these different cards that you sort of throw into battle, and I'll briefly show you how ships are made. You start off with a scout ship, a basic protector, and a colony ship, which the names change a little bit by race, but that's not really what's important here. You can click on it and get ship design details. And let's say we want to modify this, and we're going to assume that we have some better weapons now. You can actually just click auto upgrade, and the computer will automatically add additional bonuses and try to fill up the tonnage on the ship. So if I hit reset, you can see this thing had 33 power before and 300 hit points. Now it has 91 military power, which, you know, small improvement. It's not really what scout ships are made for, so you can't blame it there. But it shows everything down here. You can subtract, add. I could even go like this and add a little bit extra in terms of weapons. So now I've got 99. Woo! So cancel out of here. Actually, just do an auto upgrade. When you finish and apply all these changes, you get Investigator 2. So if I have an Investigator ship, I can actually retrofit it and have some industry or money spent on it to upgrade it to the latest specifications. Anyways, as for new ship designs, what you're going to do is select from the ship class selection, There's 6 different classes of ships that you can build, and of course they require more and more and more resources. They also require more strategic resources. So if I click on this one and go, let's see, first I want to make sure we have kinetics and missiles. Then we'll get some beams, shields, and flak cannons. These protect against kinetics, against beam weapons, and against missiles. These are good at close range, these are good at medium range, and these are good at long range. Then I can also choose to add other modules like the ability to conquer star systems, add some additional hit points to the ship. There's some civilian modifications as well as faster engines. There's some scout mods, and you can even add some better repair modules to help keep your ships in fighting shape. So I'll throw that in there and hit auto upgrade. Computer chooses whatever's available on the left. I will set up some extra missiles because they're pretty good at all ranges. And now I've got 107. Now, notice that I can't create yet. The game insists that you name every single ship that you have. So when I click create here, it's going to show up, and now there's the example starship which can be built. Its overall military power is 138 compared to the 99 of that investigator ship, makes it a bit more powerful. And compared to the Protector at 70, it's quite a bit more powerful. You also have command points, and command points are the number of points required to stuff a bunch of ships into a fleet together. And only fleets can engage each other. You saw that I had 3 ships, they had 3 ships. If they sent 8 fleets to my system, I would fight them one after another, and in that way, a single fleet can, with good technology, beat off waves of opponents. But at the same time, it means that your strategy simply isn't mob your opponent with every single thing that you have, and then take them out with vast numbers, which could be a pain in the ass. So yeah, that's pretty much everything.